Such a glass cannon. Actually did 17k.
This video is brought to you by G2A.
Sup guys, widdz here. Thought I would show you my the current build I've been playing with. It's Predator with 2 high-end. So using a reckless chest, sure you take 10% more damage, but you gain 14%, and that's a lot. Since firearms doesn't scale too well, I think reckless chest is really good if you go high toughness. However, my pieces are not as good as they could be. As you can see, you could go up to 500k toughness, I think, and still have the firearms for brutal, because that's we only want to get firearms for brutal because we have reckless. So yeah, I have health and armor, pretty damn good. Turret health is not that good, and the main stat roll is pretty low, I think. 654, so that could be a lot better. Like I could gain like 70 more stamina just from that one. Go to the mask, Predator Mark mask. Have a crit chance on this one. Nothing special. Decent. A pretty good main stat roll. I could get like 20 more. Firearm crit chance, using firearm just to be able to get the brutal. And the pad, it's really bad. 634, that's really low. I could get 100 more firearms here, then I could go another gear mode and get more toughness up. But as I said, it's not perfect. I mean, it's really hard to get pads. I got a few pads, but all would have electronics and they would not have critical hit damage, so they was not used. I couldn't use them, so this is the only one I could use. And it even got scavenging, which is pretty bad. And again, stamina, critical hit chance, because I don't wanna rely on pulse. Skill power 742. I think this one is pretty good. First aid, self-aid, heal. And firearms here as well, crit chance. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I like to get crit chance, even though skill power is better to get. I like to go for the crit chance just to get the cap without pulse, or get close to it. The gloves I use when I use LMG. Yeah, I think I used, I used the LMG gloves most, even though a lot of times I use a lot of MP7 because there's a lot of close combat and the LMGs are not good in close combat. 709 main stat, LMG, crit chance, crit damage, pretty good one. The holster, it's a pretty good one as well. Over 700 on all the main stat, armor. So yeah. The weapon I'm using is the RPK. It almost got 10,000 base damage with this build. 29% damage to target out of cover. So that's quite a lot. Like the max roll, I got brutal, stable, deadly. However, I can actually recalibrate this one. Could take something else than stable. But I have the military one, so I can't have a great black market one. So I actually kept stable. Sure, I could get like Unforgiving, Vicious, or a talent like that, but I'm not sure if I want to get rid of stable. Sure, stability only improves when the recoil up and down, so it's not a big deal without it, I think. I haven't tried yet. But yeah, and the MP7, responsive, brutal, competent. So it's pretty good, but I would rather have deadly. Brutal, deadly, responsive. I mean, when you use a skill, if you use competent, smart, it's really good. Really good. Go to the stats. 114k HP. 25 crit chance plus savage plus precision. That's a lot of crit chance. You can see it on the screen. I'm too tired to do the math. I just woke up. 160 crit damage, 147 headshot damage. Almost 20k skill power. I'm not actually armor capped, but that's because my armor pieces are not the best. They are good, but not good enough, so I actually need to get gear mods, but I'm not gonna waste like one gear mod just to get the armor cap. I mean, I only need like 15 for the armor cap, so hopefully I get some better pieces. Still could need a better reckless chest. Yeah, and even if I could swap just the glove, let's say I would go... do I have another glove? I mean this one, that's worse. I mean I could get a new glove because the armor is 480. If I get one with 500 like this one, with firearms instead, then I would get the cap. Go through the talents. First aid, self-aid, heal. I mean, if you play in a foreman group, I could go booster shot. Usually I run with Paul, Scrambler. But I actually tried yesterday, and I think this could be viable with the bleed. So I'm gonna play with this a bit more. It's not gonna be in the PvP video sadly, but I'm gonna try it a bit. So you go Seeker Mine with the fire one. Yeah, with this one. So you bleed them, so they can't run away. That's like the really good thing with the build. They can't run away. And you toss this one and you just put them on bleed, and then they will get on fire. Yesterday when I used this one, it was actually really good. Like people didn't really shoot them too much. So oftentimes I would get like the whole party into fire, especially if they see the smart car. So that's something I'm gonna try a bit more today, I guess. Hopefully you can see it later in a video. Talent is the same. This is the one I use in group play. If I would if I would play solo, I would switch triage to strike back because triage doesn't do anything. So yeah, I think that's it gear wise. So I'm gonna give you my opinion on the Predator set. The way I used it with MP7 and LMG, it's not really like, you should not use a LMG or MP7 with this one, I think, at least in my opinion. Sure, optimal range it will help you a bit. Get a lot of range on the LMG. And on the third you get nothing. And the fourth you get the bleed. So you can see in the video here soon, like when people try to run away, it's really good. Because they can't run away. If they are solo, they will use a heal to get rid of the first one, then they try to run and you will just tag them up again and they will be bleeding. But that's it. So sure, the fourth talent is pretty damn good. Is when people try to run away, they will really escape. But when you use the MP7, as I did a lot in the video, like when it was close combat, you have to swap to the MP7, and most of the time I would burst them so quick with Predator 4-piece wouldn't really matter. So if you compare this to Sentry, especially when you use the MP7, you're gonna be able to burst people way quicker with the Sentry. As you can see here, I just killed that guy super quick, even with Predator, and if I had Sentry he would have died much faster. But I still think Predator got its place. It's a really good set with assault rifle, and especially if you don't have the best aim. And it will make it easier to aim when you get the bleed effect, because the target will move slower, so it will be easier for you to get the headshot. And it can really punish people that tries to run away, and it's a really good set in 1 versus 1. However, Sentry is still the best set in my opinion because of the headshot damage. So if you are aiming for headshots and you are really good at landing headshots, there's really not another set that will beat Sentry. And that's me only talking about headshot damage and PvP. Sentry is just a better set overall. Like, it's good with sniper, pistol, like you can have 3 different guns. So you can PvP and PvE with the same setup in Dark Zone. Sure, you can do that as well with Predator, but it's not even close to as effective. If you use a M1A on the Predator, you will lose a lot of damage compared to Sentry. So your farming speed is gonna decrease using Predator compared to Sentry. So the headshot damage, the Sentry marks, the damage to elite. But yeah, Sentry set is just so good because all the stats you get from it are really good compared to other sets. I mean, if you take away Sentry and just look at all the other gear sets, they're actually quite balanced to each other. I think the Sentry marks are just too strong. I think they need some kind of change. Maybe they would only work on snipers. I mean, that's the intent of, like, that was the purpose of the set. It was only going to be a sniper set, right? But that's not the case at the moment. So I think that would be a great change. But yeah, I think that's it. It's a pretty cool set. I mean, I talked a lot of bad stuff about it, but that's just because I think Sentry is just too strong. At least for me. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but yeah, you should definitely try some other sets than Sentry. Even though I realized this was, like, the setup I was using was not the strongest, still have a lot of fun because I get a bigger challenge. But yeah, I have some other builds coming probably next week. I'm still farming gear for it, like it never drops. But yeah, that's my Predator setup. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day and see you later.